many times in my past relationships I've been like such a huge compromiser. I mean, like I moved countries for a boy because that was the only way that it was gonna work. Okay, whoa. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot second. My name is Paisley. For those of you who do not know me, incredible that you clicked on this crazy video. You'll definitely be getting to know me here. As you can see, if you've been following my channel for a while, I'm so sorry it's been so long. If you follow my Instagram, I'll leave it right here. You'll know that I've been like really going through it. Like really going through it. I was originally living in New Zealand with my now ex-partner. I know, crazy. I'm gonna be talking about that. I'm in America again and it feels really good to be back home. I'm in California, Southern California to be exact. My cute little hometown on the coast, so it feels really good to be here. Wow, let's just like rewind, and I don't even know where I left you. I think it was just like a normal vlog of just like happiness. I'm in America now. Just, oh my God, okay. There's just been a lot of things happening, and so I've been here for a while. It's taken a lot of courage to sit down and be vulnerable and talk to you about this. So please be kind to me. This is your first time here. You picked a really gnarly video to get to know me with. It took a lot of courage for me to get on here because this is a really like vulnerable time in my life where I feel, one, just very, very much so in my power, but also just in a huge phase of just like, I don't know, I feel like my life has completely imploded, and there's so much excitement in that, but there's a lot of just fear. I'm here. I guess the title of this is like why I left New Zealand and everything, and I know that a lot of people aren't gonna agree with this. Before, I don't know if anyone's gonna really see this, but if this like perchance like does catch a lot of eyes, please, before you comment or anything, just know that I am still like a human with a heart and a conscience and feelings and thoughts, and I can be affected by words. And if that means that you want to, you know, take me down with some words, I feel sorry for you. Happy people don't act like that. So you must be really hurting if you're gonna, you know, slay me with some words. But I'm just protecting myself right now because I feel like what I'm about to talk about is really controversial. I don't even know if I can talk about it on YouTube because people are getting censored. So don't really know. We're just gonna go with it and see what happens. So New Zealand is a beautiful country. I'm so sad that my time there has ended for the right reasons. Like I know that I've made the right decision, and there's been some like really divine intervention going on, like letting me know that I did make the right decision. I feel like my thoughts are jumbled up. If you don't know me, I'm just gonna start from square one. I was in New Zealand living with my ex-partner. He's the most beautiful person ever. There's no hard feelings there. It wasn't messy at all. It very much so is just recognizing our circumstances and knowing that it's the right choice for us to make. Unfortunately, as painful as that is, like it's hard, but it just wasn't meant to be. Yeah, so I was living out there, living my best life, in love, fully, you know, relaxing into a new country, and then you know, stuff with the C word started to get a little gnarly, and we went into a lockdown, and I've made vlogs about that, and my mental health was greatly affected. I knew in that moment that when we went into lockdown, things for people who've made the choice that I've made is gonna shift greatly. And so I started to kind of dip my toes into maybe the possibility of going home to be in a country where I am a citizen with rights and be with family again. Things were just really crazy, and then, you know, things started to open up for one part of the population. You probably know what I'm talking about, the people who chose this, which is so in their power. Everyone should have the choice and the freedom to do so without any shame or judgment. More power to you, but I didn't make that choice. And I struggled a lot with letting people know my personal choice because a lot of people, you know, it may not be the most popular decision, and before you type anything, please just know you don't know me. You don't know my medical history, you don't know my mental health history, you weren't sitting in the doctor's office with me when I had this conversation, you don't know me. Things with our body, it's not one size fits all. So this is just a decision that I made for myself, and I hope and pray that you can look at me with compassion and understand that this was right for me. I don't know why people right now feel like they can tell someone what is right and wrong for their body. It just is mind-baffling to me. So anyways, getting off my soapbox now. Things were shifting, life was normal for the people who chose that path, and for me, I was very isolated, and I know that people are like, well, that's the choice that you made. Totally accept that. Do I agree with it? Not really. I don't think that that's right, but I did accept it, and so I started to take action to come home. And the whole plan with me and Jack, it's my ex-partner, we've been together for 4 years. And so the whole plan was for me to move out to New Zealand for a few years, see how it goes, and then he'd come out to, America and see how it goes, and then we'd see where we wanted to plant our roots. That was literally the plan, our entire relationship. And life has bumps and ups and downs. So when things don't work out, that's not anyone's fault. So when the time finally came after we were processing, visa stuff for him to come here and to be able to be here legally, he just couldn't do it. I think it got too real, and maybe he didn't, fully think about what that would be like for him when the time was for him to come to America. I don't know. I just know that he told me that he can't leave his country, he can't leave his friends, his family, his life. He loves his life in New Zealand, and fair enough. I get it. I totally get it. It's hard to move countries, and I know that he has felt so sad because I did it for him and he couldn't do it for me. It is sad. I mean, that's a sad situation, but you know what? Who am I to hold more value over my country over his own country? You can't. I just knew that I would be, living a better quality life back home than out there being completely, isolated and everything. So super tough decision, but it was just too much. And also the Prime Minister Jacinda, she just extended the border lockdown even more. So it's not like I would have been able to go back home and visit family for a bit and come back without isolating. Airlines were changing their policies at the drop of a hat. So there was a lot of drama with airlines and getting over here. One of my airlines that I chose originally changed their policies without even notifying me about their requirements for flying with them. And so I had to cancel that flight and then book, luckily through Air New Zealand, which I like way better. So they were gonna stop or change their policies of February 1st. You know what I'm talking about. It turned out that's why I have a lot of peace coming back home, because as of February 1st, I literally would not be able to get on a plane to come back home because of policies. So, and I get it. It's fine. That's the choice that I made, and these are the consequences, I guess, that I have to face. Again, I don't think that they're right, but I'm not in charge. So just knew that what was right for my body, and I needed to stand by that, regardless of, what people say and think and feel. And it's a really touchy subject, and I get it. I totally get it. Yeah, just really recognizing that I am okay with being misunderstood with this. It's okay if you can't see my side, if you have no compassion for me. I understand why, and I see you and I hear you, and I have compassion for you, and I send you big love regardless of how you feel with me. We're all connected on this planet, so send you love. So I ended up coming home. Olive was able to come with me, thankfully. Thank God. She's literally been my light in this situation. But long story short, I had to come home because I didn't really have a choice but to come home if I was going to keep the decision that I made for my body. And I'm standing strong to that. And I know that I'm healthy and sound in my body. So I just had to come home. I don't think I could have gone another year without seeing my family. Who knows how long this was gonna last, and I didn't want to get stuck out there. So here I am, and Jack couldn't come, and that's okay. So we basically just ended things. We still message each other here and there, because we still love each other. We're each other's best friends, and I'm always gonna be there for him no matter what. He's actually in Fiji right now, in Tonga, helping out with that crazy volcanic eruption. So the New Zealand Navy, he's in the Navy, he does a lot of conservation work with them. So yeah, they got sent over there for aid and relief. So he's over there right now. I can't thank him enough for giving me so much support and loving me through every decision I've made. He made the other choice because he had to for work, and still love him, and that doesn't change my opinion of him at all. And that's how I feel like it should be. It's your choice, and you shouldn't have shame over if you do or you don't. It's just crazy that we live in such a conditional society right now, where, you know, we're supposed to be these unconditional loving beings. It really hurts my heart that there's so much division right now. It's crazy. That's kind of the reason why I came back home, was just the restrictions were too much. I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do, you know, in America. And particular city that I'm in, I'm able to go to yoga studios and practice with people and eat inside restaurants again. It's crazy that like that's now a luxury for me, because I wasn't able to do that since August in New Zealand. And having that is like, oh God, it's like these basic human rights that like was stripped away from me because of a choice that I made for my body. Is just like, it's so absurd. I'm really proud of myself for standing strong and for coming home and listening to that call to come home. So many times in my past relationships, I've been like such a huge compromiser. I mean, like I moved countries for a boy because that was the only way that it was gonna work. I really admire that about myself. I feel like I'm such a fierce lover, and I'm so passionate, and I wanna do anything I can to be with the person that I love. But it comes to a point when that's not being returned anymore. I found myself second guessing my decision and wanting to, well, I could stay a little bit longer and wait until he's ready. And my intuition was literally like, no, he's not gonna be ready. Like, he's not. You need to do this for yourself, and you don't want to be stuck out here. So I came home, and you guys, it has literally been so divine. Like, just everything has been falling into place for me. I'm in this big, beautiful house by myself that overlooks the ocean, and there's green rolling hills right by me. I used to live in this house in high school, actually. It's crazy how I got back in here. It was just divine intervention for sure. Seeing friends and like being back in the yoga community, like I didn't even have to ask anywhere to take me back for teaching. I was reached out to start subbing again, literally like as immediately as I got back home. So I'm on a schedule now for teaching yoga at a studio that I used to teach for. That was my favorite. And I've been to some new moon or full moon rituals, and had some card readings done by some like beautiful friends and clairvoyant teachers of mine. And I just feel so held by this love and this community, and no one cares about the choice that I've made for my body. Everyone understands, like, it doesn't make a difference if you choose one or the other. You're still a loving human being on this planet, and I just needed that so bad. And I'm so grateful to be in America. Like, I am so freaking grateful to be a citizen in this incredible country. Yeah, I know we've been through a lot. We're still going through a lot. We have a lot that we need to change, and we're going through a lot. Okay, America isn't perfect. Of course it's not perfect, but from the places that I've lived and visited, like there's nowhere else that I'd want to live. I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful. And my mom picked me up from the airport. She actually flew in from Hawaii because they're living out there now, and I'm actually gonna be moving there. She picked me up from the airport and got me settled in and stayed with me. So it was so good to be with a family member, be with friends, and my dad's gonna come out here because he has to get some stuff done for his retirement plan in the fire department. So he has to come out here, so I'm gonna be with him, and all of us doing really well. God, it just feels so good. I did have like a little bit of loneliness. She's sitting in the sun. A little bit of loneliness last night because I'm in this big house by myself. I know that I'm not alone, and I know that every decision I make is the right one. And opportunities are literally just flying at me. Like, I have this opportunity to study some energetic healing techniques, which has seriously been such a passion of mine and such a call to. It's like, I am here for a reason. And the only reason I'm in California rather than going straight to Hawaii is because of this little nugget. Department of Agriculture in Hawaii is really gnarly. It's just cheaper and quicker to do it in America. So I came back here, and so that could take up to 2 months. So I'm gonna be here for a little bit, and then I'll be transitioning to Hawaii. But who knows? I feel really deeply called to stay in California for a bit. So this is my home, of course. My body is just settling in and being held by the spiritual community again has just been so awesome, and being able to go to yoga studios again, like it's just so it's so good. It's so good. And to teach in a yoga studio again, it's pretty profound. I might be staying out here for a while. Who knows? I've just been kind of going with it. Luckily enough, I have a lot of money saved up. I had an account that I hadn't touched for like years. I just opened that up so I can live comfortably out here for a bit. If I stay longer than 2 months, I'm definitely gonna get a job while I'm out here, continue to teach yoga, and then see where it goes. I definitely do want to end up in Hawaii. Parents are out there, my brother's out there, so it'll definitely be nice to go there and then plant my roots and maybe take my teachings that I learn out here there and implement it and build a community out there. So it's gonna be really cool. Yeah, I'm excited to see where this leads me, through a broken heart to empowerment and to just finding my voice and being okay with being misunderstood. I know that not everyone's gonna get me. A lot of you will probably unfollow me maybe because of this. That's okay. I'm just so excited to like take you on this journey with me, and I'm so sorry that it's been so long since I've reached out. I just really needed to give myself time to settle and to digest. I mean, going through a breakup with someone that I thought I was gonna marry and, you know, have kids with is really insane to let that go. But I'm really proud of myself because I feel like from past relationships that I've had, this one I've held such acceptance towards. I know that it's not me. Like before, I was like, oh my God, I'm not enough, I'm not good, whatever. Now I just know so deeply that this is nothing to do with me. It's to do with Jack not being able to leave his country. That's hard. That's hard. International relationships are really gnarly, and I know that it works out for a lot of people, but I know that Jack and I are both like so tightly knitted in our home communities that it's hard to leave that behind. So I just send him love and light every moment I think of him, and who knows what the future can hold, but I know that everything is meant to be. And that took a lot. Like, I have definitely done my fair share of crying and grieving and anger and resentment, and he's definitely felt that. I'm just so lucky to have someone to hold me through this and, you know, just recognize that these are just emotions, and he feels guilty, I know, but it's just interesting. Life is crazy. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but now you know the truth of me. Again, this is so vulnerable. I used to not be able to talk about my medical choice without literally having a physical reaction, like crying and weeping and feeling so scared of what other people will think of me. But I'm so much more confident within myself and my decision that, like, if anyone thinks poorly of me or thinks that I'm naive or dumb, ignorant, whatever, that's on them. I know my truth. I know my decision. I'm standing strong to it. I have peace in that, and I send out just love. I just send out love and compassion, and we're all walking ourselves home on this human experience. I'm just so grateful to be held by this community. Like, I just feel so loved right now. I was feeling so isolated out in New Zealand, and I know that, like, to an extent, like, we are in charge of shifting our perspective, but I realized that environment plays a huge role in my mental health, and being able to just like go to a yoga studio again just like brings me so much just peace and belonging. And at the end of the day, like, as humans, we just want to feel loved and in a belonging and a sense of community, and I didn't feel that very much out there. I had beautiful friends and felt so loved by them, but also there's just like this deep, profound, like, spiritual connection. I don't know how to describe it, but I just feel truly seen out here, and that's been a long time since I've felt like that. Thanks for joining me. I think that I've been talking for 20 minutes. I feel like I've just sat down and started talking, but it's Thursday. I don't know what the exact date is, but hopefully you've been following me on my Instagram and seeing my whereabouts and stuff. That's cool. I post a lot on there, but I'm gonna be posting so much more on here. I'm gonna be sharing so much more. I can't wait to take you on vlogs here in my beautiful state of California and in my hometown, and show you what I've been getting up to, and maybe some days in the life of teaching, and I'm just so excited for this next chapter, and there's just so much growth to be had, and my heart space just feels so open right now. It's insane. I'm gonna have so many more adventures to go on. Like, I'm about to go camping this weekend with some girlfriends, and I'm just fucking excited. I'm just excited. Life is like vibrant right now, and I just want to relish in this feeling. Thank you so much for being here, for holding space, for understanding me, for giving me compassion. Things are crazy out there. I felt the call to come home, and I'm so proud of myself for listening to that. I love you so much. I hope that you have a beautiful day and enjoy the rest of this week and weekend. The sun is shining where I'm at, so I'm feeling really good. But I send you profound love and light. And again, let's make some magic together. Love you. Bye.